Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Mrs. Achal. Yes,
Hi,
yes.
ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening.
ma'am.
Good evening.
Audible, Mrs. Achla. We'll be starting at 5:30 sharp. So in
Yeah.
case you want to check the audio and the PPT, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll share my screen and check it once. It is disabled. Share screen is disabled.
1 second. The admin is requested to give the rights to Mrs. Achla, please. Yeah, you've been given the rights now. You can do it.
My screen is visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Is the PPT visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Right. I can stop sharing the screen, ma'am, so that
Yes, you can.
I think your screen was visible earlier. You know?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
Okay.
We have another 7 minutes. We will just wait for the others to join in and then we'll. Thank you so much. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
A very good evening and warm welcome to all of you. So good to see you all back again. So requesting Edmund to allow me to share my screen, please. Just give me a minute, all of you. And so good to see you all back. So we have with us Miss Achla Verma. So today we have a masterclass on math integration with technology. As we all know about Up Educators' ethos, which we very strongly believe, and that's update, uplift, upkeep, upgrade, upskill Up Educators, right? So, give me a minute. Up Educator is Google for Education partner. We are India's leading institute to offer instructor-led training courses. All the courses that we offer are instructor-led. We very strongly do not believe in self-paced learning. We help educators. That's a strong belief and ethos, and that's exactly the vision of our founder, Mr. Ankush Bandari. He very strongly believes that the teachers must be very confident in using technological tools in the classrooms. We have trained 10,000 plus teachers. You can see some of them on your screen right now. We have also trained educators from 3,000 plus schools and colleges. Some of them you can see on your screen. That's Vibgyor, JBC and DY Patil, Podar International, Vibgyor High. We have also trained teachers from around 25 countries. Some of them on the screen right now. 1,000 plus educators have become Google and Microsoft certified educators. Some of them on the screen right now. We also have a National Teaching Award. She was our student, Mrs. Malti and Mr. Chandan Mishra. We are the India's largest community on social media with 3 lakhs plus followers in India. We have 4.9 ratings by 1,500 plus educators, the Google review. The courses that we offer, we've got digital marketing for educators, Google certified educators, level 1, level 2, as well as we train for the trainer certification. We have got coding and AI for educators, A to Z on online learning, Microsoft certified educators, innovative teaching practices, and we are coming up with many more courses. That is like ECC Ed, instructional design, and many more courses will be offered very soon. STEM robotics for educators, instructional design course. We have with us Ms. Achla Verma. She's a national awardee. She has a dedication to innovative mathematics education and has positively impacted students' academic achievements and real-world readiness. Ms. Geeta, you're on my screen. Thank you for that. Her commitment to active pedagogy, experiential learning, interdisciplinary integration, and alumni engagement reflects her passion for fostering a deep understanding and appreciation of mathematics. Ms. Achla Verma's contributions have not only made mathematics learning enjoyable and relevant, but has also equipped learners with valuable skills for future success. So we welcome Mrs. Achla Verma. She's also a dean in academics. We really appreciate the time that she's given us out of her busy schedule. She has been so busy with NCRT, but she kept her commitment and she's here with us for all of you. So thank you so very much, ma'am, and over to you. Thank you and welcome once again.
Thank you. Thank you, Manju ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you for that lovely introduction.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
I share my screen now.
Sure.
Yeah. I would like to thank all the participants. There are around 177 participants, and it's really motivating me for the session, and it makes my spirits high. Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining. And I would like to thank the UP educators for giving me this opportunity. It's always a pleasure to work with UP educators. They have been so meticulously planning all the events. And I think this is the third time I am joining a session with UP educators. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much, UP educators, and also the owner of the UP educators. Convey my regards to him. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you so very much, Ms. Achla.
So I begin with my presentation. The topic that is given today for me is maths integration with technology. Earlier, we had done a few sessions where I had to do hands-on activities, which I really enjoyed doing that. And now this was on technology. When I say technology, this is really, it was something which the pandemic has enhanced for the teachers. But technology was slowly entering into our lives quite some time back, somewhere in 2000s. So I always was enthusiastic and tried to learn technology and upgrade myself in the computer languages and the computer, the Word, Microsoft Office, all these things. But when children usually ask me this question, why do I do maths? And they also must be asking you all the same question. This is where it's a very important question, because when the child is asking us why should I do maths, that means the child is thinking that it is not so very useful for me. Why am I doing it? Why do I trouble myself? This is where the mathematics teacher's intervention and her guidance works a lot. So you need to convince the child why they need to study mathematics and how useful it is in their life. Of course, we always have the answers like it improves logical thinking, it improves reasoning power, it improves their numerical skills, spatial skills, and it is applied everywhere in life. If the child is not convinced with whatever answers we are giving, we really need to look on and give them the answers which are visible in the real life situations. I think that would help them to some extent at least, that they will know why they need to do mathematics. And after, even before pandemic, maths phobia was a regular problem. But then after the pandemic, it has increased to a very large extent, and it is a global problem now. So how does technology help us in coping up with this problem? Definitely, it is the technology which gives lots of solutions for doing away with this problem. We had conducted a survey in our school with the help of the counselors, and we had done the learning style analysis in our school for all the 650 children who were living inside the hostel. And to our surprise, we found that all of them, in fact, all, there were only very few handful of children, but the rest of them all were visual learners. So that means everything that is visible makes the learning easy for the children. So why not we make mathematics visual? We make it visible to them and make learning interesting and understandable and easy for the children. So that's where the intervention of technology comes. And then we can make them love our subject, that this is one of the most important subjects which is applicable in everyday life from the time of birth to the time of death. From the morning when we wake up to our routines, from when we are cooking in the kitchens, whatever we are doing, following a schedule, following a timetable, everywhere there is mathematics. You go to the market, you want to buy something, you need to manage your time, you need to manage your money, whether it is the temperature in your area, anything, everywhere there is mathematics. When you go to the ground, play, there is mathematics. You have to follow the area that is given, whether you need to play a basketball or a football. So everywhere there is mathematics. So we can make them love our subject by making it real, by making it visible to them. So this is where the technology comes. So to make geometry real, when we begin the basics, we should make them understand what is a point, what is a line, then how do we get these plane figures, whether it is a circle or an ellipse or a parabola or maybe a quadrilateral, a triangle, all these with the help of technology, it becomes so visible to the children that how a one dimensional figure is and how a two dimensional plane is formed and how a three dimensional space is created. And that's where the spatial skills increase. And then when we apply to the shapes in the real life, when we explain them these concepts of volume, area, all this where we have used technology. I have got all this, most of it, some of them I have prepared and some I got it from the Google. So that's where the technology is involved. But we customize as per our needs, as per what we need to explain to the children. So how area is applied in real life, how volume is applied in real life, what is a measure, how do we measure them? All this is mathematics. This is a real life situation where children used on the ground for marking the sports ground. You can see here. And the reality of how the Pythagoras theorem can be explained using area, using displacement. The clarity of the concept becomes very, very good for the children. They understand it, how it has come. Of course, these are certain things which are customized as per, but then today I will be explaining a few tools also to all of you. So I move to the first tool that I'm going to show you, which is called as MathsPad. It's a free software. It is available. The MathsPad software, which is used for construction, is freely available. But otherwise, it's a paid version. You will. It's a UK based software, and you need to pay some amount to take the subscription, and then you can use all the concepts related to elementary mathematics are available on this site. You can see, you can show this construction to the children in the class. Very friendly, you can use on the interactive board or even on the smart boards. You just need to practice it a little, once or twice. Once you practice it, you will be able to do this. I will move it a little fast. So we are able to construct the 60-degree angle using this software and then bisecting it. So the 30-degree angle is clearly visible. We have bisected the 60-degree angle into two equal parts, 30 and 30. This is one more which they have on their site. I'll be sharing the site just after this presentation. I'll be sharing it immediately now. Yeah, this is the software. This is the site mathspad.co.uk. You need to log in, and it's a paid version. You have a lot of material here useful for explaining the place value, quadrilaterals, graphs, angles, interior angles, exterior angles, circle theorem, multiplying and dividing by powers of 10. All these are explained with animation. You can see a few of the animations. You've seen the constructions tool. So let's see this one. Transformation tool. I hope it's visible. So the concepts that you are explaining in elementary classes, something like this: enlargement, symmetry. You can see the line of symmetry. How to find the number of lines of symmetry. You can change the shape and again look for the lines of symmetry. It's a very interesting platform. mathspad.co.uk. Of course, there are more. Even the place values, rotational symmetry, parallelograms, the properties of parallelogram. It's very interesting. It's not only this, they also have a lot of material, teacher resources. It's as per the class, you have the whole curriculum available on this site. Place values, factors, multiples, primes, negative numbers, rounding numbers, algebraic expressions, geometry, 2D, 3D shapes. All this is available on this for the teachers. And you can assign to your students. Once you take a paid, if the school is taking, it's well and good, or you too can take it. And you have curriculum and booklets here. You have worksheets available on this for giving them homework. So there are a good number of worksheets available on this site. Then we move on to the next. You can see this one. It's very nice concept that it becomes very clear. Sum of all the exterior angles is 360. Well, whatever be the number of sides of the polygon, sum of all exterior angles is always 360 degree. And you can measure it in any direction, clockwise or anti-clockwise, you would get the same. In one go, the concept is very clear. Even the advanced concept is clear to the child. Whereas in our regular classroom, we only use up to pentagon. We don't go up to hexagon. Now here it is going up to 10 sides, decagon, and then even 20-sided polygon. Still you get the same answer. So the concept becomes very clear. Then we move now to another software, which is GeoGebra. Many of you may be knowing about GeoGebra. This is one of the best softwares, best tool to teach mathematics, whether in lower classes or in higher classes. It is applicable. Even Desmos is a version of the GeoGebra. Desmos you must be using, it is same as GeoGebra. So Desmos, even GeoKit, all this and GeoGebra, all are of the same variety, and but GeoGebra is the advanced version and you can do a lot of things with GeoGebra. So I'll be telling a little more detail in GeoGebra. So when we start studying about GeoGebra, it's one of the most useful and very, very interesting tool. When we want to explain a point, you can take a point, ask the child to put a dot on this. In fact, the children become independent learners once you explain on this GeoGebra. They will be able to explore more and start doing. So when you start geometry in the class, you can start talking about GeoGebra. You can use draw the polygons in this. You can see here a triangle is drawn. If you want to see the coordinates of this point, You can make it visible. Name and value is visible now. Similarly for the point B. This is how the ordered pairs are visible. Next for the point C. So when you teach triangles, when the basics of triangles are taught, when you want to draw a perpendicular line between these two, A and B, you would get a perpendicular line to AB. These two are parallel lines. All the concepts can be easily explained. Perpendicular bisector. If I want to take a perpendicular bisector between A and C, that's it. I click on the bisector. Here, I went here. I went to perpendicular bisector. Then I clicked on the in the middle somewhere, but it takes exactly the middle point and draws the bisector, perpendicular bisector. What is a perpendicular bisector can then now be explained to the children. You want to draw line segments? You can start with one point, go to an end point, and there you have the line segment. So for explaining the basic concepts in the elementary classes also we can use this. Not only that, when we move to higher classes, when we are drawing graphs, this is the best tool that can explain the graphs. Let me take a straight line graph. I'll be drawing here x plus y equal to 2, and you see the line. X plus y equal to 2. I am able to explain x plus y equal to 2 in 2D as well as in 3D both together in this tool. You can see here on 2D it's a straight line, whereas for 3D it is a plane like this. You can move it around this way. And this is how then children really get interested in the subject. Similarly, if we move to a parabola, here I have drawn y equal to x square, a parabola. That is the pink parabola. And then the gray one, y equal to minus x square. How do these two parabolas behave when the constant changes? X square plus a and x minus x square plus a. So GeoGebra gives this opportunity to understand it in this way. Okay, what would it be in the usual 2D plane and what would it be in the 3D plane? You can see if I keep the constant here, y equal to ax square, then what happens? As a increases, it goes closer to y-axis, and as a decreases, it is going away from y-axis, and when a is negative, it goes down, minus x square. So the concepts become so very clear to the children when we explain in this way. I would like to show you some slides where the family of horizontal and vertical lines, if we just put the equation x equal to 0 and x equal to a and y equal to b, you would get all the family of these lines in the GeoGebra. Let's try it. In the same, y equal to b, and you see this is family of all straight lines parallel to x-axis. So it's very clear that the equation of x-axis is y equal to 0. And then as y increases, it goes above x-axis. And as the constant decreases, it goes below x-axis. But it's still line parallel to x-axis. Similarly, if I have another line, x equal to a, this would also be a line parallel to y-axis. The concept becomes very clear to the children. Not only this, if I have x, y equal to ax would be a line which will pass through the origin. And as this a changes its value, look at the line, how it behaves. And when a is negative, it is in the second and the fourth quadrant. When a is positive, the line passes through first and third quadrant. So the concepts become very, very clear with this. You can see this is how it's going to be, and GeoGebra is going to explain to the children how this variation occurs, and if they do by themselves, they would themselves understand how these things are changing, and they will be able to answer the questions in the competitive exam just by looking at the equation of the line. So if you have the coefficient of x as 1, it would be linear, and it would be passing from which region in the 2D space, they can easily tell. If the constant is positive, where would the line be? If the constant is negative, how would the line be? So these are the behavior of the lines that they will observe. This is, you can see the constant is 2, and only the coefficient of x is changing. So all these lines will pass through the point 0, 2. They are concurrent lines. We teach concurrent lines, but when they don't visualize, they will not be able to make out. Now, once you show this, they will know immediately what kind of line it is, what kind of equation it is. The parabola, as we discussed, this is when the coefficient of x square is negative. What happens? The parabola shifts on y-axis when the constant is outside the x square term. But when the constant is along with the term x plus a whole square, the parabola's vertex shifts on the axis, the x-axis. Very interesting patterns are visible. And they will be able to visualize how the behavior changes. The shape is same, parabola. Only thing, either it is steep or it is wide. The vertex position changes according to the constant. That's it. Rest all the shape is same. So we move to the modulus. Modulus, the shape is V, so it will always remain V. Only with the constant, the V changes its, either it is closer to y-axis or it is wide. That's how. And if there is a constant along with it, it would be just shifting on x-axis. And if the constant is outside the modulus symbol, it shifts on y-axis. We can have different, more advanced versions of the modulus function and understand it. Similarly, y equal to x cube is, the basic curve is this purple one, and only with the constant, the curve is shifting either on y-axis, or if it is ax cube, it will definitely pass through origin. Only thing, very closer to y-axis or away from y-axis. And if the constant is along with x, then it is shifting on x-axis. So these are all the interesting things that you can see for a rational function. For a graph like y equal to a by x, the curve is asymptomatic and it is symmetric about the line y equal to x and y equal to minus x. And you would see the shape will remain same, a upon x. Whatever you do minus a upon x, the shape is same of the curve. Only the quadrant and the shifting. right, left shifting. That's it. This is what is visible when we use GeoGebra. Similarly, exponential function, it passes through 0, 1 on y-axis, and it once you change the e, instead of e, you can have 2 power x, 3 power x, 5 power x, and you can see the shape remains same, and they are all passing through 0, 1. But as you have the number increasing, it is going nearer to y-axis. This is 5 power x. The red one is 3 power x. The green one is 2 power x, and the brown one is e power x. You can see how this it becomes very interesting when we keep changing the number. The power of the e is changed here. E power minus x, e power minus 2x, e power minus 3x, and that's how the graph also changes. All the positive ones come in the first and second quadrant in this way, and the negative passing through 0, 1, but moving from here to here in the opposite direction. All this is visible in GeoGebra. Log AX, beautiful curve. So it's very creative also. Similarly, we can see trigonometric graphs. Trigonometric graphs are otherwise children find it difficult to draw, but once you show it using GeoGebra, the graph is so interesting. Now, instead of sine x, if I have y equal to sine ax, you can see how it varies. Sine 2x, sine 3x, it compresses. And as the coefficient of x reduces, it spreads. This is how you can see the interesting changes. Similarly, for cos ax, the cos function now, both sine and cos are changing. You can see all these things in GeoGebra. Of course, this is what you are observing. We can take a fraction also. So we keep explaining, making it draw, but now you can see how it is changing its behavior. You can also have y equal to sine inverse x. You can see sine inverse x, the lavender color. You can change the colors, go to settings, go to color, you can change to fluorescent. We can even change the scale if we want. Yeah, this is decimal places. If I want, I can change this to x and y axis. Grid can be changed to pi this way. You can change it to pi. You can see the change here. So the scale has now changed to pi. So the trigonometric functions can also be shown on this. Circle, you can draw circles, show their radii. As we move ahead, the 3D space can be explained like this. This is a two-dimensional space. The fluorescent green is the equation x equal to 0. The blue is the equation y equal to 0. Now this is 2D representation, right? The same thing when we move here, x equal to 0 is a line, is a plane now. It is YZ plane. X equal to 0 is a YZ plane, this gray one, gray. Y equal to 0 is this color, this one. It's a plane now. So the abstract concept, the imaginary concept becomes so clear. Z equal to 0 is XY plane. This is the 3D space. And one most interesting is the same thing when we do in both of them. X square plus the equation of circle. Okay. X square plus y square. In 3D space, it gives this. Whereas in 2D space, it's not giving me anything. It needs something equal to 0 at least. Okay. And I have to do it again when I click on. I'm doing it again. Clicking on the 2D space. No, I didn't come in the 2D space once again. Yeah. Look at the beauty of this software. When I clicked in the 2D space, only then I can. No, again it went. Yeah, this one. In the 2D space, it's only this. Whereas in 3D, you see the shape. X square plus y square. Now, let's explore a little more. I'll write this as 4. And then what happens? X square plus y square is equal to 4. X square plus y square plus y square. I'm writing the equation of circle. Yes, you see here. What did I get? It's a cylinder. When we make x square plus, and we define circle to the children. So the word in a plane, the distance between 2 points is fixed. Then it becomes a circle. If we don't use the word in a plane, then it need not be a circle. It can be a cylinder. Similarly, now I do in the 2D space, x square plus y square is equal to 4. You can see here in 2D space, it is just a simple circle. In a plane, it would be a circle, but whereas in a 3D space, it is cylindrical. It's a cylinder. So whenever we define these terms, we should be very specific. Otherwise, we may go wrong. Now, there's something more that we can explore. X minus h plus y minus k is equal to 0. Look at this, what I'm getting. You will wonder now. Can anyone guess what shape am I getting? What is the shape that we are getting here in 3D space? Can anyone guess what is the shape that we are getting in 3D space? It's a plane. Hello? Now, whereas in 2D space, when we do the same equation, what is it? It's a simple line. So this is the beauty of GeoGebra. Similarly, you can see here, if we have x plus y plus z equal to a constant, what we get is this shape, the double napped cone. It's a straight line that we have drawn on 3D space. Then there are some more platforms. Hello? Am I audible? Okay. May I continue? Okay, fine. Yes. So now next platform that I'm sharing with you is Maths Playground. It's a very interesting platform. I'll just show you. Look at this. You have to just type mathsplayground.com, and this is a very useful platform where you can ask your children to play with numbers. There are a lot of games, a number of games that are available on this. Puzzles are available. There are skill based, numerical skill based games, spatial skill based games. There are a number of games available here. They can simply start checking. They can improve their calculations. The total has to come minus 17. So maybe children would type from here minus 10, and then so when they have to follow all the rules here, whenever these two are added, you have to get minus 11. So if this is wrong, if this particular number is wrong, then they need to go back again to correct it. Now, these two together gives minus 10. So if any one of them are not matching, you need to go back. See, minus 5 and minus 1 will not give 1. Hence, this is not right. So they need to start correcting again. Not only this, there are many from kindergarten till class 6. There are a number of games available for all the different concepts for improving their calculations. Something like this, which children will love to do. So now they have to do the addition here, and then this is how it would help them. So there are a number of such games. You can go up to class 2 level. There could be different games for class 2, multiplayers. So these games you can have them as your classroom games using the computer lab, where all children can play together, or maybe they can play in pairs. And this is a very interesting software where factor tree, multiples, factorization, all these things are available on this. So they can start doing prime factorization. Instant they would get answers for their work, whether they are doing it right or wrong. They would know it immediate. And it becomes interesting also. So this is how there are a number of games. You can go up to class 4 level where division is introduced. So there are questions on division now with the same game trick. Okay. This is also a very interesting platform. So the platform is mathsplayground.com. The next one is mathsisfun.com. This is also a very good platform where you have concepts from class 1 to class 12, in fact. These people have all the resources, puzzles, games, concepts explained. Visually, they are explained. And there are questions given, and there are assignments and worksheets. One of the best platforms for children to access. You can give them homework. You would find lots of material on this platform. Examples are given, worksheets are given. Go back to home. If you want topic specific, you could go as per the topic. The topics are explained. There is a puzzle. Lot of things available. On data analysis also, on geometry. Of course, this is a very good platform. There is lots of material on physics. Even the English language games are there. There are some games specifically improving logical thinking and reasoning power, mental maths. Puzzles available on this. So you will get a lot of material. Next, of course, GeoGebra I have explained in detail, but there is an advanced version, Autograph 5.0. If anyone interested, in fact, because this particular software is useful for teaching classes 11th and 12th, especially very complex concepts like complex numbers, even the graph which is with the help of complex numbers. Okay. So I have this software. Yeah, here it is. This is imaginary number line, Argand plane. The Argand plane also can be shown on this. The normal plane, 3D plane, the 2D plane, and statistics, even probability statistics can be explained using autograph. Then we have, this is one of the latest platforms where CK12 is the name of the platform. And it's actually a tutoring platform where the children are provided with an AI tutor. CK12, the tutor is called Flexi 2.0. Yeah. And this tutor is going to help them solve. So that's about the CK12 platform. Then there is a software MATLAB, which is doing a lot of work in mathematics, but definitely this is a very advanced level version MATLAB, because it's related with programming. And so the children who are interested for coding and all, algorithms, coding, and then applying in the data analysis. So it is an AI based software. It's a very good software, very advanced version. So if anyone interested can go to this platform, because they are providing courses also. MATLAB is providing courses to learn how to use the software and what all you can do using the software. So this is a very good software. Then we have Mathematica, which is by Wolfram Company. This is also a very good software, but definitely all these softwares are more for classes 11th and 12th and higher, for the college level. But definitely the basics that are covered in Mathematica or MATLAB are for this basic level, which are the school level mathematics. If you're interested, you can learn these softwares as a maths teacher, because you will really enjoy the conversion that comes up when you put some equations, or when you put some points into it. So that's where the imagination goes ahead, and then you will improve on how you're going to present it to the children. This is some of my work which I would like to share with you all. Just to explain the concept of complex numbers using a tree. Usually I name it as the number tree. And then from the even odd numbers to natural numbers, then we take zero into it and it becomes a whole number. These are the branches. So whole number, negative number, these are two branches which make main branch integers. When we take integers and fractional numbers, two different branches, then we get another main branch which is rational numbers. This is how the roots are the complex numbers. So all numbers are originating from the set of complex numbers. You must let the children involve in the technology. That's the best way to integrate technology in maths classroom. So if you ask them to research on certain topics and ask them to present, that really improves their mathematics. This is a concept of class 11th, which I tried to explain to the children using this, which I put it in the classroom when I explained the concept. So as the number of sides of the polygon increase, it tries to touch the circumference of the circle. That's the limit. But it is never possible. That a polygon will always be covered with, bounded with line segments only, whereas the circle is not bounded with line segments. So the limit is an abstract concept, but they understand the meaning of limit, how abstract it is. So it's the direction that is very important, the approach that is important for this concept. Similarly, when we explain geometric progressions, we can always make certain presentations like this. This is how we can integrate technology from our end for the children to explain the concepts which are in the textbook and make it look and make it understandable for them. So the area forms a sequence of numbers which are forming GP. This is the ancestors, the number of ancestors that forms a GP again, a sequence of numbers. It's a real life question in the textbook. This is another situation where when you pump gas from a cylinder, 1/4 of the gas is released out. And every time you do this, it forms a sequence of numbers. And that sequence of numbers is a geometric progression. So you're always left with 3/4 of the volume. And hence the common ratio that you get between any two terms in this sequence is always constant. You can always explore real life situations with the children, make them work. Nature has a lot of mathematics. There is a lot of art in mathematics. You can see here children researching and then making the abstract concepts real. You can bring some anecdotes from the life of mathematicians, which motivates children why they should study maths and how people earlier started studying mathematics and how it is useful in the real world. A Pythagorean tree is a very interesting example. Every tree in this universe follows this particular rule, and that's how the golden ratio is also followed. That's how the symmetry and the beauty of the shape is visible. Every tree follows this rule. You can see that one fractal, that is the proof of the Pythagoras theorem. This is one which I tried. Of course, I have taken help of a student who has learned animation after studying mathematics from me. So she helped me to make this. Just tried something which maybe children would find it interesting and learn the concept very quickly. So please enjoy it. So I conclude that education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. Thank you all. I hope you liked it. Any questions? I'm ready to answer.
Anyone, any questions? Ma'am, if you could stop sharing the screen.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's great that they all have found the session very interesting. So in case of any questions, we will take the questions now. You can raise your digital hand, please. In what subject can we use this total? There is a Mamta asking this question, ma'am.
It is definitely mathematics, what I have dealt with. So most of the softwares and tools were related with mathematics, but some of them had science too. So maybe if you would, you can use for science also. maybe statistics and also economics, some of them, but definitely it is majorly mathematics. Yes.
I hope we could answer your question. We have Mr. Chandrasekhar who's raised his hand. There is one Devram. Are there other free tools available? Kindly inform. Kindly inform more tools so that the lessons can be more interesting and engaging.
Yeah, definitely. There are a number of free tools available. It's not only this, there are, of course, you can use Padlet, Widgets, you can use all these are free tools.
Yeah.
Edpuzzle, you have to just log in through Google. It becomes a Google Classroom, and where you can make your own lessons and upload your presentations, which can be useful for other people outside also. And you can register your own students in Edpuzzle and use it properly like a classroom, online classroom. There are many available.
Oh, there is, I think it's a similar question. It's a direct message to me that, ma'am, all the tools are paid.
Only MathsPad is paid. GeoGebra is not at all paid. Autograph is not paid. It's a free version, what I have used. MATLAB is paid. And Mathematica is also paid version. Okay. So GeoGebra is free. MathPad is you have to log in. You don't need to pay. You log in with your Google account. That's must. Then you can use most of the things.
So Chandrasekhar, what's your question? We'll take your question now. Chandrasekhar, if you're taking time, can I move this to MJ? There is someone, MJ, who has raised hand. If you could unmute yourself, are you able to unmute yourself? Requesting admin to give permission for them to unmute.
Binita Kumari is asking, I suppose.
Yeah.
That what was the platform? Mathematics modeling. That I have done simple PowerPoint and video version.
Just see if you all can unmute yourself. Requesting to give them permission to unmute. If you all can turn your camera on and with an action, or just put it in the chat, because what is the reason that you all are not able to unmute?
Ma'am.
Yeah, you're able to, right? Yeah. Yeah. What's your question?
Just need to know, is there any software where we can load in the questions of maths and prepare a question paper or anything of that sort?
Miss Achla, you're on mute.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Edpuzzle you can do. You can upload your question paper. But of course, Kahoot is a very good site. You can always use for maths assessments. Even if you're not able to type the math symbols, you can upload the image in Kahoot. And then you have your questions and options and they can answer.
Hello.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello,
just
sir.
there is an announcement that the link has been shared in the group for the certificate of participation. So the chat has been disabled so that you don't miss out with the link. So you all can fill the link there. Okay. And Chandrasekhar, your question, please.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening.
Actually, I face generally we are using the Google Forms for assessment, and the
Yes.
basic problem is that typing the equations. Okay. Not only
Yes.
that, if students want to answer his answer is in form of algebraic equation. So that is the basic problem in the assessment in the mathematics.
Yeah,
If
that's the basic problem. Yeah.
Yes. So is there any solution or any assessment platform where we can use the mathematics? Even students should able to answer, able to write the equations, able to type the equations. And this is the what is the challenge for us as a mathematics
Yeah.
teacher?
Yes, yes. So
Please
instead
guide.
of asking children to type the equations, let them write and send an image. That's the way that you can do it.
But
Because even Microsoft Teams has a Microsoft Classroom.
but
Okay.
auto grading will not be possible. Auto checking
In
will not.
that, children can write, whiteboard they have, and on the whiteboard they can solve, and that can be submitted to you.
Okay, but there is no
With the,
platform where student can type the equation and automatically it will be graded by that system.
no, no, there is
Okay,
no
ma'am.
such. It just doesn't happen in MS form. It doesn't happen in Google form.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. So we can take Ekta now. MJ, I'll just lower your hand, please, because it's causing a little confusion. Yeah. Ekta?
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yes, ma'am. As I can see, you are from BITS Pilani. I'm
Yes.
really, I'm really glad that I have been, attended a session from you directly. I'm really glad. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, ma'am, for enlightening us. My
Yes.
question is, I'm teaching science along with maths, and sometimes it, becomes difficult to, make them understand certain topics related to science as well, right? Where a lot of mathematical things are involved. So,
Hmm.
is there any platform from where we can get these science tools also? As well as you had mentioned few more maths websites. Okay, so can you please mention those names in the chat box so that I can get the correct spelling, etc.?
Yeah, maths is fun. That's the platform where you have both maths and science.
Okay,
Both you have.
okay,
Maths is fun without gap. Maths is fun.com.
okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, welcome.
And also mention the names of a few more maths website that you had,
Okay.
take the names of.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank you. GeoGebra, Desmos. There are a number of websites. Okay. Yes. Yes, Mr. Devaraman. Please ask your question.
Divya. Divya
Good
was.
evening, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Divya.
Yes. Yes. So, ma'am, like as you have rightly said that maths is a subject where there is a lot of visualization, where if the children can visualize, it will have a good impact on their memory and of course their logical thinking. So, ma'am,
Yeah.
like my question was that can we integrate virtual reality in maths? Because that is the latest thing which is going on. So I'm finding
Yeah.
out ways and means. So may I know whether you have any ideas wherein we can use VR technology in maths in
Yeah.
classrooms?
Yeah. Thank you for that question. But definitely, I haven't tried VR till now, as especially in
Okay,
maths. I have just
okay,
seen it once or twice. I haven't tried it.
all right,
So I won't be able to do justice
sure.
to answer that question. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am, no problem. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Divya. Divya Gulani.
Yes, my question is,
Hmm.
is there any platform for teaching mental maths to like from first to fifth or something like that? Any
Yeah, I
mental math?
think there is something on maths is fun, ma'am. There are puzzles, there are games which are related with mental maths. On maths is fun. That's a very good platform. Then
Any
there is
other?
one more. Yeah, I would write one more. World of Maths, which is a New Zealand based company. Okay, without gap, World of Maths. Okay, World of Maths. You would find lot of ready-made presentations on the topics, and also on you would find some practicals, also activities on this World
It's
of
all
Maths.
mental.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
We move to
Yes, sir.
Surbhi Mehta.
Ma'am, can you
Chandrasekhar,
share the assessment link, please? Sorry, feedback link.
that's already been shared. Uh,
Thank you.
yeah, it's already been shared, and I have disabled the chat. We'll share it once again. Yeah, it's been shared once again. So you can fill it, Chandrasekhar. Thank you for that. We'll move to Surbhi Mehta.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Hello.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Now, whatever you have been focusing on the maths techniques and everything, now being a mother and a teacher, my student is in CBSE school. So, is it this, whatever you were showing to me, it is applicable for the NCRT syllabus?
Yes, of course. Yes, it is CBSE. I am also
Now,
teaching in a CBSE school, ma'am.
yes, ma'am. Now, I'm also a teacher, but I'm in the garden, but my son is in the seventh standard. One thing I've done, what is the, whatever you are showing, what is the difference between ODA and all these classes? What they are teaching on the online platform and what you were teaching, the whatever the apps you're showing. So, what is the difference in this?
Then, here you are designing your lessons. You are
Ah,
customizing it as per how much you want to go,
ah,
to what extent you want to go. If the child is not able to understand the basic, you will not go to the advanced level.
okay,
Okay. But if the child is understanding, then you move to the advanced level in this, because it's in
okay.
your hand. You know how to correct it, how to
Yeah,
change
yeah.
the things, and then show the advanced level. That's the
Okay.
difference, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
We move to Hina Mistry.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
First of all, I'm highly obliged to be part with this team of educators.
Thank
Since
you.
we are
Thank you, ma'am.
here to end with our session, I have attended all 4 sessions.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I really enjoyed all these sessions, and I just want to know what would be the next after all these sessions. And my question is that I want to know if my child learns R programming. So, is there any basic tool for him to study R programming in detail? Because in his college, he has R programming, but anywhere in such other apps, he has R Studio, but he wants to
Okay.
learn R programming. So, is there any tool for it?
I think MATLAB would be very useful for him.
Okay,
Okay, he can try MATLAB.
okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
We move to Asmita Khoshe, and we'll take another 2 more questions. Asmita.
Yes, good evening, ma'am. Am I audible?
Good evening. Yes, yes.
Thank you for a very enriching session.
Thank you,
It
ma'am.
was nice. I had a question relating to math and biology as a combination. At
Okay.
at AS and A level, what happens is many of the students have dropped their math. So, especially when it comes to statistical part, which is a very important part of their practicals as well as their theory. So I just wanted to know, is there any particular site wherein I can teach those with non-math background students effectively? What usually I do is I take up a lot of exercises, but as you had shown all those 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional figures and all that stuff, so
Yeah.
are you aware of any such site or any such tool wherein I can help them more, where there are a lot of statistical questions? So
Yeah. When we are in the schools like ours, we sometimes do the horizontal collaboration, integration of subjects. So I had to work with a bio teacher for the graphs, that you are saying. Yeah.
okay.
So then you have a definition for x-axis and y-axis. What are they going to define? I think GeoGebra would help you in drawing those graphs, or the autograph, which I could not explain much in detail this time.
Okay.
Maybe if I in future explain. So in that you can actually make those graphs where the bar graphs, histograms, the line graph, all those graphs can be drawn on that. So you only need to define the x-axis, y-axis. You know, and Autograph is such a good software. You can even insert the image into
Which
that.
one? Can you please repeat, ma'am?
Autograph 5.0.
Okay, okay.
But it is little difficult, ma'am. It's not that easy as GeoGebra. GeoGebra, you make mistakes, you can immediately correct it. Autograph, the minute you make a mistake, it would show something else to you, and where you would immediately get confused. So you need to take training for using Autograph. Without training, it's not possible.
And anything related to t-test and chi-squared, if you're aware?
Yeah, all this is in Autograph. You can do that. That's statistics, isn't it?
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Asmita. We'll move to Himani Dave. Sorry for that.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
It was a wonderful session throughout.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, I have just one question. Can you please share the link? With the help of that, I can teach kindergarten students.
Yeah, Maths Playground is for kindergarten. Maths is fun is for kindergarten. Okay. There's a lot of toys and play games. Lot of things are there. They will love to do that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So any more questions? All right. So since we don't have any questions.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, may we get the recording of the session, please?
Ma'am, I think you're getting the recording of all the sessions, right?
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Most welcome. I think we're sharing all the recordings with the participants.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, don't worry on that. Most welcome, Shika. So I think, so we're done for the day. And since you don't have any questions, I would really like to thank Mrs. Achla Verma on behalf of Up Educator. Thank you so much for your valuable time. And thank you to all the participants who are so religiously joining every Saturday at 5:30. We really appreciate your commitment and dedication. So thank you so very much. Thank you, Supriya, for that lovely emoji. So we will meet next Saturday. All right. So thank you and take very good care of yourself. And thank you, Hina. And thank you once again, Ms. Achla. Thank you for being with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Up Educators team, and thank you, Manju ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Nice session.
Thank you,
It was an
ma'am.
insightful session. Thank you,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
ma'am, we have not got the link for the
feedback
certificate, ma'am.
Shika, it's just there. Just open the chat. Just open the chat. See, there are 3 links.
Okay. Thank you so much. I've got. Thank you.
The admin goes on
Thank
sending
you.
as and
Excuse
when
me,
the
ma'am.
participants keep asking. Yeah, Kanchana?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, Kanchana?
Okay. And they ask in Google Forms, can we type maths symbols or anything? We can do that. When
Only
we go
few
to-
of them, ma'am. You can't do all of them.
Oh,
it's
only
very few. Yeah.
If we go to Hypatia, create, if we take
Yes,
Hypatia,
you can. Yeah, you can do, but that's very little. You can't do all
only
of them.
little we can do.
Yeah, few you can do.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yeah, Benita?
Yes, ma'am. Just one question. I just want to know, is there any free site where we can do the e-assessment for the kids?
E-assessment, Google form, definitely, I think. Or otherwise, as I said, Edpuzzle is one where you can, the Google Classroom which you register, you can always do e-assessment through Google Classrooms.
In Google Classroom and
Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle is a platform again, which is like a Google Classroom.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you so much.
And Microsoft Teams is one platform, but that's heavy. That needs a lot of bandwidth also.
Subscribe or
Your
something,
computer
we have to
becomes
take
slow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Edpuzzle would be fine. Google Classroom would be fine, where you can do e-assessments.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, I'm not able to see the links in the chat. Can you send it again, or will I get it on the WhatsApp also?
Yeah, you will get it, but we'll share it again. Don't worry.
Okay.
Vedant, could you do the needful, please? Yeah, he's shared it again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Most welcome, Aishwarya. Most welcome. So, any
Excuse
more
me.
questions?
Excuse me, ma'am. Good
Yes,
evening.
Yes. Good evening.
Ma'am, my question is there for GeoGebra app. For first time user, are there any guidelines or help
No,
option?
don't
Then
worry. It will not trouble you. You just go on, do your experiments, as many as you can do. That software will not trouble you at all. It will give you different forms of the same thing that you're putting it, and you will really enjoy it. There are no guidelines. You just go on doing it. Put your hands on.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
This time means actually I am science teacher, but in I am also teaching in state board students. This
Okay.
time our ma'am given me this math subject. So today I found that so many website that about tools you taught, that I'm very happy that now I can teach to my students also.
Yes.
Thank you.
And you ask them to do, they will explore, and they will show you what they explored, and you will enjoy that.
Yes, ma'am. You're sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So shall we end the class now?
Yeah.
Thank you so very much. So we'll meet next Saturday. All right. Take very good care of yourself till then. And thank you, Ms. Achla, once again.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Take
I
care.
also would like to ask the same question which the participants were asking, the link for this session, so that I can have a few photographs of the session.
Sure. I have taken a couple of screenshots. And
Okay.
I will
Yeah,
add to you.
that's great. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, all of you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.